Let's take a break from skincare and dive into the world of makeup. We will do a get ready with me together. Hello and welcome to Skincare Simplified. My name is Nipun, your skincare bestie, now a certified skincare consultant. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you my daily makeup routine because it is really the same whether I'm going to work, whether I'm going to a party. It doesn't really change. The lipstick sometimes becomes darker, the shadow becomes more smoky. Otherwise, it's pretty plain and simple and I want to share it with you. You know, there is a common myth. People think that because I do skincare related content, I don't do makeup. And that's really not true. I do a full face of makeup pretty much every single day when I go to work. I enjoy makeup. In fact, a lot of you may not know, when I started this channel about 11 years ago, back into 12 years ago actually, in 2010, I actually started my YouTube channel for the very first time and I started with makeup. I was into a massive makeup phase of my life and I loved makeup then, I love makeup now, and I actually started creating makeup tutorials. However, I could not keep up for two reasons. One, I realized I was very average. When I would see other YouTubers and makeup artists, put on their A game, my makeup skills were very basic back then. They haven't quite evolved. And the second thing was consistency. I was really busy with work. I wasn't committed to YouTube. So when I restarted my channel with my true love, which is skincare, I actually deleted a lot of my old videos. I deleted them, privated them, not really sure, but I think I deleted most of them because I didn't want you to see how bad I was. But I think I'm comfortable with you seeing that now. My makeup skills are very basic. They are basically what works for me, right? And I get this question asked a lot of times, especially on when I share my skincare videos, my morning routine, evening routine on TikTok, on Instagram. People ask me, you do all of this and then you wear makeup? Yes, I do all of my skincare and then I wear a full face of makeup when I go to work. I love my makeup. I love purchasing makeup. I'm very easy to influence and I just want to share with you things that work from me. What is it that I do? And yeah, if there is something that you can learn from it, well and good. Otherwise, this is just entertainment content. So let's get started. My skincare routine is done. My AM skincare routine is done. I have videos, you can check that out. What is my AM skincare routine? And now we're gonna get into my makeup. The first thing about makeup that is very common, everybody kind of does, is primer. I have a few primers, but I'm not really been using my primers, at least in the last few months, because honestly I just feel it's an extra layer, and because my skin is in good condition, I don't really have large open pores, I don't have texture, I feel I don't really need a primer. But if I do need to use a primer, this is the one that I use. This is the e.l.f. Putty Primer and this is the Luminous Putty Primer. So this is what I use if I need to use a primer. Otherwise I just skip the primer. When it comes to my foundation routine, I love trying out different foundations and I've tried out a lot this year. In fact, I broke one last night. Anyways, bad story. So I have tried a lot of foundations. My go-to is light to medium coverage. That's my go-to. I don't like full coverage. I don't like thick foundations. That's something I've never really enjoyed. So a foundation that I want to recommend to you girls, if you have dry skin and if you like light to medium coverage or coverage that's buildable, is the Rimmel Kind and Free. I have used it ever since it launched. This is my second tube. It's a fantastic product. In the high-end brands, one that I do recommend is Dior Backstage. I've been using it about for a year. It's almost over. My shade is 2N, so I'm going to also put what my shade is just for a reference. My shade is 2N. Currently, for some strange reason, I'm not loving it, but I did really love it at one point, which is why it's almost over. However, my daily go-to, which I kind of enjoy, is two products, and both of them are by Charlotte Tilbury. I love the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation, and I have been using the Flawless Filter for over 2.5 years. I first purchased it in 2020. It is the Hollywood Flawless Filter. Now, the Hollywood Flawless Filter is supposed to be like a primer. So you apply that first, then you apply your foundation. I like to do it a little differently and I'm going to show you that in a moment. But let's also talk about concealer very quickly. Most days I don't use a concealer, I directly just use my foundation. If I'm going for an event where I think I'm going to be photographed, where I'm a little more cautious of how I look, I like to use a concealer. Now for me, the concealer needs to be a super liquidy, lightweight concealer, and the one that I love is the NYX Professionals Bare With Me concealer. It is really something that works for my skin time. It is called the concealer serum, and it's kind of like that. So today, because I'm showing you a full face of makeup, we're going to go with all 3 products, and I will show you how I use them. My preferred method of application for my face is using my fingertips, using my fingers and a beauty blender. So don't judge. We're going to first start with the concealer, and I've just taken, this is all the concealer I need, okay? Taken it on a concealer brush, and I don't use it for application. I basically use the concealer brush to place the concealer, okay? So it all basically goes here. I take what is left, I take it here, and yeah, because the sides of my nose tend to get a little dark. Then I just go and I start patting it in, okay? I have nails, so I've got to be careful. I think I hurt my eye. So I pat it in, then I go in with my wet beauty blender, and I just kind of make it kind of neat, as neat as possible. It's literally 1 drop of concealer. That's all I need. I don't need more. So it kind of brightens my under eye area, and that is good for me. This concealer is so lightweight, it immediately soaks into my skin. I don't even need to set it, it doesn't crease. Also, because I don't have wrinkles, I think that's why it doesn't crease. And I do not do any powder setting immediately. I will actually finish off my base. So for my base, like I told you, the Flawless Filter is supposed to go all over your face. It is supposed to be like this, you know, illuminizer, but I don't do that. I actually use it on parts of my face where I don't need much coverage. That's where I actually use this product, okay? Because I wanna keep like a healthy glow. So I am gonna just place it where I don't need a lot of coverage. And then I'm gonna take my Beautiful Skin foundation, 1 drop again, that's all I take. Place it here, there, under my neck, because I had like an acne situation happening. The marks have lightened, but they're still there. Plus, you always want to have like the foundation on your neck so it doesn't look like a different color. And then I will first blend the foundation part, okay? This is where I took all the foundation, including my neck. And this is, I'm just blending it. And then I'm coming to the part where I have the Flawless Filter. Now, it's on you, right? If I feel some days I need a little more coverage, I've got an acne or something happening, then I take a little more. But on most days, guys, this is my base. This is how I like to keep it. It's very natural. You can still see skin through, right? And that is the kind of look I enjoy with my makeup, that you should be able to see the skin. I don't like to look like a patchy white doll, okay? So this part is done, and this is really my foundation. It's done. There are 2 things that I could do. Now, depending, this is a very lightweight look, right? So when my makeup is this light, I don't need to set it with any kind of loose powder under my eyes. But on most days, I just use a compact. So this is my Fenty compact. I just take a brush like this, and I just quickly dab it onto my under eye area. Just because, you know, it does get hot, it does, sometimes you sweat, whatever. So I like to do that. You would have noticed I didn't apply any concealer on the lids. I don't do that, I don't need it. I do have a little bit of darkness, but the deal is all of this darkness is there. I'm in any case going to put like brown neutral shadows. So I use my darkness over my eyelids literally as my own natural base. But what I do like to do is actually mattify this area, because obviously there is skincare that has gone, there's eye creams, all of that. So I need to make sure that my you know, my eyelids are matte, so that the eyeshadows that I put on don't crease. You can always put a nice primer. I don't do that. Like I said, my go-to thing is minimal product. So this is me just setting with whatever product is remaining, just moving the brush, making sure that is done. That's how I set it. Now for my face, I don't really use a powder on most days unless I'm getting oily or something. But something I do use and I've been loving are Glam liquid blushes. So I have tried so many liquid tints. I have the Rare Beauty one, but I really like She Glam. It's cheap, it comes in pretty colors, and I like it. So I have this one. This is called Gold Quartz. I don't know why it's called gold. So it's called liquid. It's a pink one. I'm going to put it in there. Colors all over. And I just like to take some blush, some liquid blush here. This particular one is really pink, and as you can see, but obviously it works on my skin tone and it's easy to blend. I like it to be a little more pinky. I love that flushed look, and I do take whatever is on my cheek and I do take it to this part of my nose, because I just feel it gives a really fresh, healthy look, right? So yeah, this is the fresh, healthy look coming through. Then I definitely like to go in with a little bit of highlighter, and since it's a day look, I'll just use like one drop here, and that's it. Obviously, if it's the night time and I'm going out, I would maybe do 3 drops, but this one is so pigmented, like 1 drop is kind of enough for you. Now let's talk about contouring. Okay, so there are 2 things that I do, and I don't do it all the time. If I'm going out and I need something, I need to look more chiseled, I need to cut out all of this double chin, then I definitely go in with a cream contour. And that is the one that I really like, is this one. It's the NYX Wonder Stick, and this is the shade Deep Rich. However, I just checked yesterday online, because this is kind of over to repurchase. They've relaunched it and the shades are all over the place, so I don't know if you can still get this, but they have relaunched the Wonder Stick. So what I do in that case is I will actually do a cream contour. However, a cream contour for me is really rare. I don't do it mostly. What do I do? I take my bronzer. This is by Too Faced. This is the Sun Bunny. I'm really enjoying this product, and honestly, bronzers are very tricky for me, because sometimes I look very gray. I ended up picking up this beautiful Gucci bronzer, and it looked perfect on me in the store, and I used it a few times. I think I may have used it 5 times, and then I felt it wasn't making me look my best, so I stopped using it. But what kind of works for me is this one. This has 2 shades, right? So I take the darker one, the same brush that I used to set my under eye, and I then just kind of chisel a bit of my nose with this, and I obviously extend it here, and I do this, right? And then I do take my regular contour brush, which is here, which is this angled brush, and then I will just about do the technical fish face thing, and I contour upwards for lifting. I do take it into my hairline, and this is all with the first dip. Okay, so I've not taken any more product. Now that I'm going under my jaw, definitely I will take more product, and I like to do this, and we contour down, connect a little bit to the sides and contour down. I need some more product. This is what works for me. So this is the basic bronzing, contouring, whatever that I do. Like I said, unless I'm going out, it's a special event, I've got to be photographed, then I may do like a whole cream concealer thing, but I mostly don't do it. And this kind of completes my face. Today I'm talking through this video, so it's taking longer. Otherwise, my makeup doesn't take me very long. And as you can see, I just love this pinky, flushed, natural radiance. This is the thing that I always go for. Now for my brows, I've been doing a couple of things. So one product that I've really liked is this. This is the NYX Thick It Slick It. It is basically a colored gel. So you can either go directly with that, or what I've been enjoying, I got this Kiss Beauty cheap ass 10 dirham eyebrow wax from Amazon or Noon or something like that. And now I just take my setting spray, put it here, and then I'm gonna take this spoolie, and then I just fix my brows upwards. I've seen a lot of artists who actually go up and down with it, but that's not something I prefer. I don't want it to be too feathered and look like weird, okay? I just need this to be neat. So I have a gap in my eyebrow on this one because when I was a child, I tried to like tweeze them on my own. Not a child, I was a teenager. Okay. And when you tweeze them and plug them, they kind of don't really grow back the same way. Then I just give it a few minutes. I want this thing to be totally dry. Then I'm going to go in with an eye pencil and define it. So now we're going to fill in my brows. I'm using the Precisely My Brow by Benefit. And I just take that and I start filling in my brows. This eyebrow of mine is still okay. You know, there are not too many gaps. It's kind of decent. This one is just weird. Like this one I need to fill in even in the front, like in the beginning of the brow. I need to fill it in. And then especially here, because I told you I have a gap. I've tried so many other eye pencils because this one is kind of pricey and it runs out really quick. I've tried so many. I've tried to work with NYX. I've tried to work with Anastasia, you know, but in the drugstore category, I've tried to work with NYX, with Maybelline, with like so many others. I just keep rolling back to this one. Brows are done. Now let's come to the fun part, which is the eyeshadow. Now I know a lot of people who do makeup professionally, makeup artists, influencers, etc. always do their eyes first, then they do their foundation. I don't do that. It's something that just doesn't work for me. I like to have my base on and then I decide what am I going to do. So I'm here using the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. This is a recent purchase because this is a new launch and this is what I use. This is an absolute neutral palette and I feel in this there is all the shades are something that I can use, except there is one crazy bright gold one which I don't think I can use, but other than that I feel I can use every single shade. I use these three brushes. Mostly it's always these three brushes. The first one, it's really old. It's the Inglot 6SS, I think, because it's gotten faded. It's a blending brush. Then I have this one from Pac Cosmetics 108, and then this one is actually my favorite. This came with my Urban Decay eyeshadow palette and I love it because it has this particular one which is great for doing the under eye. So with this, I'm just going to start with this fluffy brush. I always keep a tissue next to me because I don't use different brushes. So when I need to clean the brush, I just do that. I am going to go in with the first color, which is Keep Going. It's a nice little brown and I'm just going to take that onto my crease area. So what I'm showing you guys right now is what I kind of do for work, right? This is not what I do for like, this is my very basic neutral work look. If I'm going to a party, I'll just like use slightly darker colors, make it more smoky, and that's it. I'm a neutral girl. So browns, all shades of browns, all shades of like rust oranges, that is what I like to use. I do have a few palettes which have like some interesting colors. Actually just one more palette, which is my Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. As you know, if you follow me, I junked 10 eyeshadow palettes together. So base transition done, and then I like to go in with, I clean off my brush, and this is what literally I do. It's a spot cleaning. I don't use a spray. Oh, tore the tissue. So I just like rub it off. Then I go in with the same brush. I take on this shade Rebel, and I am here going to use it on the inner corners and like kind of use this to define the crease. Now let's look at the glitter part. Now, obviously during the day, I like to go with something which gives me the tiniest pop of sheen. So there is this particular gold and purple shade, which is called Visionary. And I just like to pat it here. It adds a little color. It's a very, very light shimmer. You can barely see it. It's more like a purpley color. And that's what I do. Then I am actually going to go in with this fluffy brush, the Inglot one, and just make sure everything is neat and blended out like this. So there are no like patches. So this is really something I use not with product, but just to make sure I clean out everything. Then I go in with this particular brush of mine, which is the one that I saved from my palette. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Keep Going, and I take it under my eyes like this. I find it's a little stiff flat brush, and I find it very, very easy to apply my under eye shadow with this. So this is what I use to kind of define it. And then I go in with another brush. No, the same brush. No, sorry, this one. No, it's a different brush. Sorry, it is a different brush. Yeah, this has no name. I think this must be from PAC, but the name's is faded out. And I go in with the same shade, Rebel, and I just kind of smoke it out. This is also like a flat brush, but it's not as stiff as the one from Urban Decay. That's okay. So this much of smokiness it does. So if I don't have a lot of time that day or things like that, I will just fill in my waterline. So there are a couple of new products that I've been enjoying. These are pencils from Kiko, different colors. This is 04, which is like a darkish brown, and then there is 03, which is a little lighter brown. I'm just going to go in with the 03. It's a coppery brown, and I just fill in the waterline. And if it comes out, then I make sure it comes out on the other side as well. You just make it work. And then I go back with my Urban Decay brush and I kind of define this here. The idea is not to have any harsh lines. The idea is to just make sure everything is very soft and light smoky, because that's what I like. Then I use another product. If you're in India, you can get it from the brand Shembor. It is a shadow stick. Or if you're here in the UAE, Makeup Forever has the exact same product. Oh no, it's here. So they are like thick shadow sticks that I just use very lightly, just like this. And then I smudge it out. So this kind of defines my eyes. Now, this is a simple look for me. It's a basic brown. If I was going in, I'd probably add like a little more darker shadow under. I'd do some drama like that. But since that's not happening, I don't have my eyelash curler here. It's in my bedroom. I forgot to get it. But most days I do curl my lashes because I have found that to be of great value. My lashes are good length because I use a lash serum, but they are flat. Like they're like that. So I need something to curl them, but I don't have it right now with me, and I'm not gonna go and stop the shoot. So I'm gonna go in directly with my mascara. I have started loving this combination of the Sky High and the Lash Princess. If you follow me on my other channels, you know I love the Essence Lash Princess. It's my absolute go-to, but I like the length that the Sky High gives me. So I just start with the Sky High. And you apply mascara like you apply mascara. Please don't ask me like very technical questions in the comment section, like how do you do this, how do you do that. I have no idea. Okay, you just do it and you learn. That's it. I like to be gentle because I don't want to get it on my lids, and that's something that does happen to me very often. I like to use the Sky High also on my lower lashes because we want our lower lashes to be nice and long as well. And I give it like, I don't want this to dry out, okay? So I'm just gonna give it a little bit of time. I'm gonna go in with my Lash Princess because this baby gives you volume. And today my lashes are not even curled. Like honestly, if I'd curled them, you'd see how amazing this is. This completes the eye look, very simple. I always like to go in with a lip liner, and there is only one lip liner that I've been using for a year and a half. One color, one brand. It is by the brand Catrice. It is 020 Water Doll. It's this light neutral pink, and I use it with every color. I don't do any overlining. I've zoomed in some more so you can exactly see the impact of the lashes and the eyes and the look that I've done. This is a very simple basic smoky eye. I think anyone can do it. Like if I can do it, you can do it. This is the look. One step that I totally forgot, which I do before I apply my mascara, and that is a setting spray. There are two that I have. This is by Rare Beauty. It is beautiful. It really gets your makeup to stay. And this one is cheap and it's by Catrice. Now, I usually like to do this before my mascara because then I don't want my mascara to get wet. I know people cover their eyes and do all that. I'm not going to do it. So today, for the purpose of this video, I'm just skipping the setting spray because I'm not going to take any risk with my mascara. I've already lined my lips. Then I'm going, so my current combo, my combos keep changing for the lips. So I never use one color. Mostly I'll always use two colors. So these are the Rouge Artist Liquid Mattes by Makeup Forever. I have two colors. I'll put it up here. So basically, I first take this little brownie color. Okay. And then I take this little peachy color. And then I blend the two together. This has a round felt tip. I love gloss, but I'm a liquid matte girl. So this completes the look, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this get ready with me. I know it's been a long video. If you're still watching, consider subscribing to the channel. Dropped something. Let me know if you want to see my glam makeup look, because this is a simple one. If you never want me to do another makeup tutorial, also write it down in the comments and I can just about stick to my skincare. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead, check out my morning skincare routine. I'm going to link it right here.